Indian market's been a part of my life, oh gosh, I don't know how long now. I think I started when I was 24 and I'm going to be 38. And so at first it was such a huge goal to go to Indian market. It was like the big thing to do as a native artist. And I kind of dragged my feet. I probably could have gotten in earlier. But I was more interested in graduating the Institute of American Indian Arts first. Once I got there, of course it changed my work and it changed my schedule a lot, because it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing as far as having Indian market in, every year at the same time, and it kind of dictates your creativity. What would I be doing if I wasn't chasing those categories, or what would I be doing if I wasn't chasing those ribbons? They are dealing with hundreds and hundreds of artists, and they do have to draw lines, or they do have to have different standards, or they do have to have different rules and regulations, and just to be a part of that you have to follow along. That's why you also have different outlets for your work. I just did an interview with Santa Fe, and they talked about ritual and asking what we do as an artist, or what I do as an artist every year before Indian market. And the one thing I could think of is working to the very last second, and I do that every year. I just work to the very last minute. And then also another thing I do is, I didn't go into this with the magazine, but I always seem to be dressing pieces the day before market. I don't know why. They could be completely finished and all they need is some leather and some corn husk, and for some reason I'm doing that day before market. And packing up, that's usually something that it's mandatory for everybody to pack. But it is something that happens every year. It's something that everybody does. They have to pack and move to Santa Fe for the weekend. And so that, to me, in itself, is the things that we do every year. As far as spiritually, and, of course, everybody has their prayers, and everybody has their hopes and their dreams and everything. So that's always there. And one thing I really went into detail with my last interview was the change of season, to me, is ritualistic. For me, just the change of season is very ritualistic, and it's not even on my part, but the air is colder, and all this hard work everybody has been doing for months and months, and it's all coming to an end, and it's almost emotional, all this energy and all this excitement. It's all going to come to an end, and it's all going to happen this weekend. So in a sense, that is what happens every year. It's just an excitement. More times than none, I work all the way up until Indian market. So a lot of times I'll have a lot of pieces already finished, and I just feel like there are so many people that come to Indian market looking for what they really want, and sometimes it is one of my pieces, and I just feel so bad come noon or 2 or whenever they show up asking for a small or medium clown, and they're all gone, and it sometimes breaks my heart. So I try to push myself to make even more pieces, even if it's to the very, very last day. I try my hardest to get as many pieces I can done. Okay, so after my clay is mixed, I keep my clay in ice coolers. That's mostly just to keep it moist. I found over the years that ice coolers work a lot better than plastic bags. So this is kind of the beginnings of a lot of my work, is a pinch pot. A lot of stuff that I start with this pinch pot, and either if I'm making something sitting down, I will go like this and I'll make a leg right off the bat, and then I'll start coiling that leg, and then of course I'll make another one. Or if I'm making something standing up, I'll take this pinch pot, a kind of oblong shape, and then I'll start in on a foot. Coiling process starts really quick. You just kind of add the clay on and start coiling. defining and then coiling to build. Get the legs done next. And I only do basically a coil at a time. I don't push them. I just do just a little bit at a time, and I let them sit, let them dry, and come back to them. So getting these things smooth it's a chore. The way I build very messy. I don't know why. That's just how I build. This piece here is a Pueblo woman, and she has a pot on her head. She's actually a water carrier, and this is representing a gourd that you scoop the water up and into the pot. These are works that I'm really not known for because I think that the Kashari clowns that I make are in more demand, and they're just very whimsical and full of personality, and a lot of people like them. So here I'm just putting a second coat of black on top of her manta to just make it blacker. This piece needs a lot of work. I'll be putting a design on her dress and probably reworking a little bit on her bowl just to get it just ready for a market. This piece is almost ready for the Indian market. I just have a little bit more painting to do on her. Many people ask how long it takes me to make a piece, and I don't have an answer for them, and I don't know if I ever will. Only because I don't work on one piece at a time, and a lot of times many things take about a month or two to finish up, or even 3 or 4. I just don't, I just can't answer that question. Because every piece is so different, and a lot of times I'll make something and I won't get back to it for half a year, and that's how long it took to make that piece. It took half a year or 2 months, but more times than none I usually get stuff done in about a couple